Hello, welcome once again to Colonel O'Truth's Miniature Issues. Over the last few videos of Under Crag City, I've shown the mill, the waterwheel, the bridge, Crag House, that little door at the base of the cliff, and now I'm continuing with the crag itself. The first essential step in this part of the build was to align the opening in the cliff face to be above where the waterwheel sits. The water should cascade straight down onto the front edge of the waterwheel, driving it around. My original sketch, if you like, was slightly off. So here I'm using pieces of thin foam to build up some sort of a trough or riverbed. And gradually it takes shape. This is just extending it that little extra bit to where I need it to be. By building up the cliff in small parts a little at a time, I get a very non-linear effect. It's completely haphazard, which is how I want it to be. With the pieces in place, I'm trimming them to suit the shape of the cliff. No right angles should be seen. Now daubing the various joins with PVA, and to this I'll add some Das red clay. I've shown this process many times. I use clay and add PVA to make it dry faster and to stop it cracking. I'm just putting blobs everywhere that I've got some glue. And now I'm building the crag up further. A certain amount of this is going over the work I've already done. This happens a lot in this build. I'll paint a section, texture it, and a couple of days later it's completely hidden and will never be seen again. That's okay. With the surface covered in glue, take my trusty pointy stick and start to shape boulders into the face of the cliff. Under Crag City has been in development for a long time now and continues to grow. What started with a simple section of city wall has now extended into numerous buildings, towers, and even a cave system. There are waterfalls, an aqueduct, high chapel, statues. Even I don't really know what's coming next. If you'd like to know more about the various techniques I'm using, for example building houses like this, and transforming them into this, subscribe to this channel and follow along. There's no 3D printing here. Everything is done with very simple materials and very simple techniques, and I hope you find something useful for your own projects in these videos. Anyway, back to the crag. Now I'm applying tissue paper, PVA and water to the riverbed. This water will emerge from the cliff face itself, from deep within the mountain. Giving the cliff face a base coat of dark grey, just like all of the rest. When the grey is dry, dry brushing with light grey, and then white. That little window there is not going to get utilised for quite some time. Here I'm preparing my sheet of cling wrap. Taping it down, I'll daub it with Mod Podge, and I'll use this to create the waterfall. And now I'm starting to paint the river. Just like with my other river sections, this is a very bright beginning, but it all gets darkened down to give depth. With the dry brushing dry, a dark ink wash. I've got to be careful here not to let it run too far onto everything I've already done, but a little bit of overlap doesn't matter too much. In fact, it can be a good thing. And while the black is still wet, I'm adding green and then yellow. Just mossy patches on the cliff face. Now some dark blue ink to add depth to the river. You can see I'm all over the place here, a little bit here and a little bit there. By working that way, undercrag grows organically. Now my strip of cling wrap. I think you'll agree with me, this piece doesn't look very good. And in fact, I completed this waterfall and wasn't happy and ripped it out and started again. But here's the process anyway. The issue here is I've cut it too straight. It's got sharp edges and just doesn't look natural. Also, there's an awful lot of air bubbles in there. If you want to see it done properly, here's the aqueduct and its waterfall into the river outside the east wall of the city. I'll put a link below for the episode in which you can see how I did this. Now for more of the cliff. I've got two pieces of carved rock here. There's a very good reason that this is two pieces. It was one and I accidentally broke it. Never mind. It glues back together. Same painting process as before. and the cliff continues to grow. This will give me the opening in the cliff that the water comes out of. I have no idea how high this crag is going to get. Those two pieces just keep falling apart. It's all a bit wonky at this stage. Painting over the joins. I'm really daubing the paint on. Part of the reason for this is it actually helps to smooth out the clay further. Adding a bit, painting a bit, adding a bit more. Here's a sneak peek of what's coming up. There's the new waterfall after I ripped out the old one. And there's the sluice gate keeper's house. Keep watching the next few episodes to see how I did this, and remember to subscribe. I'll leave it there for today. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.